And she really she still has a judgment about gay marriage. She said, if the word marriage is that important, and I was like, it is, because that's the word.
From guests who pushed the limit to an audience member who doesn't know her place, join me as I show you some celebs who insulted Ellen DeGeneres on her show.
Be sure to watch the whole video, leave a like, and comment the hidden message. And with that being said, let's get right into the video.
Number 7, audience member. There are many ways to insult a person, and sometimes you don't even have to be the focus of the show to cross that line. You see, like many hosts with their own shows, Ellen likes to be kind to the audience, such as in one case where she did a giveaway for the crowd. It wasn't a lot. She gave away a bunch of swag, shirts, cups, hats, those kinds of things. But it's really the thought that counts here. It's stuff that they can own and know that not many people have. It's a gesture, and a nice one at that. There was only one catch. Each audience member could only get one item. Gee, I wonder what happened. When the time came, Ellen sent the audience members in groups to go get their swag. But what the audience didn't know was that Ellen had wired the room with cameras, likely for giggles, but also to make sure that guests followed the rules, or to see if any touching moments occurred. And lo and behold, one did when one woman wanted both a t-shirt and a hat, but couldn't because of the rule. So her friend offered to buy her that hat later on. A very nice thing, and Ellen was more than happy to just give the lady the hat without charge. However, some didn't have that same amount of honor. For one audience member entered the room and clearly didn't know that there was a camera watching her. Not only did she take more than one item, she got her friend to take even more items. Oh, but that wasn't enough for her. She then went and made passes and lied to other audience members just so she could get even more swag for herself. And when the time came to reveal it, Ellen did, in full glory and without editing, just so everyone in the world who was watching could see what the woman did. She has no one to blame but herself. She insulted Ellen's kindness, and now she has to live with the shame. When she tried to explain herself, Ellen wasn't buying it one bit, and proved while Ellen is a great lady in front of the camera, she's not afraid to be shrewd and prove a point. In fact, she threw her in her show's jail just so it could be very clear what she had done and how wrong it was. The lesson here? If Ellen does a kind thing for you, don't ruin the moment. Number 6, Giada De Laurentiis. Ellen loves food, and so she occasionally has her fair share of cooking guests on her show to make some fun meals and have general cooking fun with the audience. This included Chef Giada De Laurentiis. Usually, this would have been a perfect cooking guest, except that Giada couldn't control herself when she was on the show, and that resulted in many insults on Ellen's behalf, which made her appearance all the more tense and weird. Giada De Laurentiis kept laying into Ellen in one form or another, with no signs of stopping, while they cooked together. The dish they were making was a special kind of rice balls. Ellen was having a little trouble making the rice balls, so Giada said that it looked like dog food now. Oh, then when the other guest, Nicole Kidman, came aboard to help make some rice balls too, she said, "The woman who can't cook made the perfect ball."
Is that a ball? Oh my God, the woman who can't cook made the perfect ball. That's amazing.
Ellen and Kidman later teamed up to take down Giada, including insulting the renowned chef's bread. Giada did return to the show later, but it was still very awkward.
Oh my God. I'm gonna fix it. Look. There, it's all fixed.
So the lesson here is, if you're invited to Ellen's show to cook, focus on the food, and be nice when something doesn't turn out right. That's called class, and that's not something that should have to be explained. Number 5, Sean Hayes. One of the reasons that Ellen DeGeneres is one of the most beloved hosts on TV is because she's light on her feet. She's just able to take jests and return them in kind without much effort. Also, Ellen DeGeneres is proudly gay, and she's all for having people of the LGBTQ+ community on her show, which includes famous actor Sean Hayes of Will and Grace fame. For the record, this particular Jest Fest was before the reboot came back on NBC. They decided to go right for it and ask each other things and give very pointed responses to the other. It started out very fun, and then it got a bit real, like really real. For example, Hayes made fun of how Ellen sometimes struggles with interview questions, like going from one question to another smoothly. Then Ellen fired back about how Will and Grace got canceled, to which Hayes fired back, "I think it was longer than your sitcom was on." Ellen's response? Yeah, that's right. I had to come out first for y'all to do that sitcom.
How long was it the first time around before y'all got canceled?
Yeah. I think it was longer than your sitcom was.
Yeah, that's right.
The two joined in a genuine laugh, with Hayes even admitting, it's funny because it's true. So yeah, there were some insults flown, but in the end, it was a good contest of barbs between friends, and that's to be praised. Unlike some other people who went after Ellen and definitely not being her friend. Number 4, Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams has made a career of throwing insults and shade, which has made her very popular. Yet it's also made her a target of those who didn't appreciate the shade. She also had beef with Ellen for reasons described as personality clashes, but likely it was just something Wendy perceived as a thing when it really wasn't. As two of the top ladies of talk shows, they occasionally go onto each other's programs, including one time when Wendy went onto Ellen's show, and things didn't go so well. Ellen asked her why she threw some shade on Kanye West and Kim Kardashian while they were expecting their first child. This was back in 2013, and Williams played it off. But then in support of Ellen, Williams applauded her veganism and her PETA support. But then she asked, how can you live without bacon? Ellen wasn't amused with the question and went, well, because I think pigs are very smart animals.
I know you're totally vegan.
Yeah, but that's all right.
How do you live without bacon?
Well, because I think pigs are smart animals.
They're
very
cute,
smart
too.
animals.
And when Williams came back a few years later, she made a joke that Ellen and Justin Bieber were said to look alike.
And some people say that he looks like you. I've heard that. You've never heard that? They say it in a good way.
Do I look like Justin Bieber?
No, they have made the equation.
Oh, well.
That's in a good way.
I don't mind that.
He's cute.
He's adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one should be compared to Bieber, and I think we should just leave it there. Number 3, Justin Timberlake. Justin Timberlake is one of the most popular singers and celebrities in the world, no doubt. So naturally, he made an appearance on Ellen after a while. Except one time, Ellen made a mistake on camera, and he called her out on it hard. You see, they had been drinking tequila while playing one of Justin's songs. While this was going on, Ellen messed up one of the lines to the song. Justin was not amused, as he couldn't believe she didn't know the lyrics. Ellen noted it was an honest mistake, and even asked the audience for help, but Justin wasn't having it. Then, her own DJ turned on her and played the song in question, and made it very clear just how much she screwed up. So what's the lesson here? Well, there's fault on both sides. First, drinking and singing should never go together unless it's karaoke segment, you know? Second, Justin should have given Ellen some slack for not knowing the song, but Ellen should have known the song ahead of time if this was a planned thing. Not the most harmful of insults, but definitely one that got Ellen a bit hot under the collar because of the dunce spotlight put on her. Number 2, Jennifer Lawrence. There's a line that you need to respect when you go onto a show like Ellen, especially if you think bad-mouthing gay people is a good idea. That goes double when the host is Ellen DeGeneres, a confirmed lesbian with a wife. And yet, Jennifer Lawrence not only crossed the line she shouldn't cross, she continued to make jokes that made Ellen very uncomfortable and angry. This all started during the interview, where Lawrence made a joke about her own cat, which was fine at first, except that the joke was that she called her cat, which was female, Chaz Bono, because of the cat's masculine energy.
You not want that?
Yeah, little Chaz Bono.
And you got her, is that her name?
Chaz Bono is the son of legendary duo Sonny and Cher, and Chaz is transgender, which Ellen fully supports and doesn't like to hear insulted. Jennifer didn't stop after the joke was made though. She went into a rant of sorts about cats, cat genders, and other very odd things. Ellen was poised the whole time. Eventually, once Lawrence was done with her gender rant, Ellen did the only thing she could. She moved away from the bad joke and went on to another topic, making it obvious that she wasn't happy about what happened, but didn't want to explode on Lawrence. Which Lawrence definitely noticed because she was shell-shocked by how quickly the conversation changed. Lawrence definitely made a mistake here, and you have to wonder if she understood what she did or not. Number 1, Caitlyn Jenner. After the birth of Caitlyn Jenner, many people wanted to talk to her and get views on things, and it's led to tense situations in interviews, including a very poignant encounter with Ellen. To be fair, when they did their first interview together, Ellen was all for Caitlyn and her fight for the rights of transgender people. And it all seemed to be going great until Caitlyn started to talk about her feelings on gay marriage. To refresh, Ellen is not just gay, she's happily married. According to Jenner, she was once very opposed to it because of her traditionalist nature, which is the logic behind many such people's beliefs against gay marriage. But when Jenner tried to recover and say she was okay with it now, Ellen wasn't biting. Not one bit. She called Caitlyn Jenner out on it, and that's when things got really awkward.
I mean, I kind of like tradition, and, it's always been a man and a woman. And I'm thinking, I don't quite get it.
After the interview, Ellen stated that she still didn't understand Jenner's position on the matter of gay marriage.
Caitlyn Jenner is on the show today, our first show, and she really she still has a judgment about gay marriage. She said if the word marriage is that important, and I was like, it is, because that's the word.
Furthermore, Ellen offered Caitlyn the chance to dance with her, but she wouldn't do it, so Ellen said, maybe she didn't want to dance with me because I'm a lesbian. Jenner later responded that she didn't like how Ellen treated her. Does she not remember what exactly happened? Because it was the other way around of not being treated right.
I told her my progression, and it was totally taken out of context because, this is a progression over 20 years. I came from a different generation.
So, what do you think? What do you think of these people who insulted Ellen on her own show? Which of these barbs or jests do you think was the best, or the cruelest? Do you know of another celebrity who threw shade at Ellen? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time on the channel.